Everybody, and welcome back to the Half-Ass Homestead. My name is Angie, and today we're going to be taking the week 9 garden tour here in Zone 5A in our kitchen garden. So we're going to do a kind of a quick walkthrough, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so the garden arch, the beans are full and they are starting to pop off. We have tons of beans. Our garden beans are starting to slow down a little bit, but where we are seeing progress down here, we are starting to get some watermelons. That's super exciting. We have lots and lots of little watermelons. These are Moon and Stars. The last one was Sugar Baby. We also have like you can't see, squash are starting. Of course, the spaghetti squash is already popping off. Can't slow spaghetti squash down. More spaghetti squash. Found a Hubbard over here, and we have quite a few honey nut and butternut starting in. Birdhouse gourds, we have a few of those as well. What I haven't yet seen are loofahs. And I think that's the only thing we're waiting for in the tunnel to start popping off our loofah. This is my little experimental kale. It's a blue dwarf kale. It's really pretty. I haven't eaten any yet, still kind of small. And then my favorite kale, which is this curly leaf. That's absolutely phenomenal cooked up. We're gonna turn you around. Some of the okra is popping off. All right, like this guy is exploding. There's a couple that are starting to take off, and some of them that just aren't doing well. I don't know if our conditions are just too good here, but I digress. We have our pathetic potatoes, and then our really poorly germinated carrots. That was the second sowing. What we had was red potatoes that didn't do so hot. And we have some Yukons that did even worse. So here we have our slicer tomatoes. I just picked my first ripe tomato out of here. It was a 1 pound pineapple tomato that came off of this plant that I accidentally topped. When probably right after I planted it. Zucchinis, but I don't seem to have the abundance problem that, or I have enough ways to use zucchini. Because like zucchini casserole takes a ton, and I love fried zucchini, pan fried in butter or just slightly seasoned and pan fried. Delicious. So I don't have the zucchini problem. I have our second sowing of zucchini in. It's not doing great yet, but we'll see. It'll do fine. It's zucchini. Who am I trying to kid? And then here is the start of the Roma problem. We'll pull you. Got a couple that it would pay to pull. That's nice. We're getting our first tomatoes this week. See, got a couple more here. We'll pull these off. Set those down, take them in the house. Couple of these. Now, because of the way we're watering, we are ground watering these, but a couple of these plants have gotten blight so bad. But it's been raining an astronomical amount. More zucchini. There's a second sowing of zucchini. There's a second sowing of zucchini, and there's some more over there. But what we have in here, this was all supposed to be potatoes, for the record, which didn't really pan out. So we have our second sowing of cabbage. Cabbage growing in here. We've got pickles are starting to go. We picked our first straight 8. So we have one slicer that we got, Armenian cucumbers. We got one that's almost ready. Lettuce is done very well. There's a sowing of kale. Our first sowing of lettuce hardly germinated. our second sowing of beets, and like fourth sowing of radishes. And there's our 8 potato plants. Pretty boring, I know. Some of these cabbages were like secondary sprouts that apparently did not do well, which is fine. They were just ones that came up germinated after thinning out. Here's an Armenian cucumber. There are a lot of those coming in. That is going to be a problem. Now what we have here is some extra space. We're going to be planting broccoli in here and then back there yet. And then we have these cabbages are just starting to head up now. So our Brussels sprouts have not done much. They are not doing great. This is my first year as an adult growing Brussels sprouts, and I know they're a longer season, but like there are Brussels sprouts there. They're forming, but it's not an overnight crop. I know that. I haven't grown them since I was a kid with my folks, but it's more space for some broccoli. In case you were wondering, our garden is 25 by 50. It is a row garden because I'm only half haphazard. Now we're gonna pan to probably my favorite row this year. And normally the arch trellis is my favorite row, but let's check this out, okay? Here in the great cold north, peppers suck. You gotta grow a lot of peppers to get any. Now what I did, I started my plants inside extra early. And I just picked all the big ones the other day. We did a 1-week harvest. 1 week, 2 pounds, next week, 4 pounds of jalapeno peppers. And the jalapeno pepper roll goes right down to the end of the onions there. They're exact same length. But I started these inside early, like I started these 8-10 weeks, I think 10 weeks early. And I planted these out exceptionally late because of the frost. I really worked hard on not planting when there was any chance that we were going to get down to 50 degrees. But we are getting an abundance of jalapenos this year. I've never had such a good pepper year. However, along with the good pepper year came Peppergate, which these peppers I did not plant. These are supposed to be a bell pepper. Now I've come to find out we're having the same problem as somebody else, like some other people. These are supposed to be what I believe are white peppers, white bell peppers. They are not. And we also have some peppers that grew into little balls like this. And those, I have some of those at my house. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we have that problem with the particular peppers here, which they're all out of the same planting. It's just however it panned out. But an abundance of black bell peppers. And we do have some green. So we'll have some colorful bells. They're not doing the most fantastic. But what I did plant this year, and I don't know how to use, are an abundance of Corbaci peppers. Now, because we do not normally have such great luck with peppers, I think that's why now I'm over inundated. If you guys have any recipes for Corbaci or shishitos, leave them in the comment section down below. I would greatly appreciate. So, first year doing onions. We didn't even do these growing up. We had some onion casualty. Chuck came in and flopped over on my onion patch here. And these red onions, I'm going to give them about a 0 out of 10 for the state of Wisconsin. They don't love it here. So like these red onions, they're doing all right, but they didn't do awesome. Their necks are starting to break, and it is what it is. And here we have some carrots that could probably stand to be thinned out slightly more. This is our first sowing. They did very, very well. Here are kohlrabi. These, picking them about as soon as they're maturing. I only planted a few. We did do a small harvest of beets, and we planted some more turnips there. We have some radishes going to seed for seed pods. And I think that's it. There's not much going on right now. We did pull out all of our cauliflower and standard broccoli that was ready. And did a pretty good harvest on peppers. We did 6 pounds in 14 days, which is unbelievably good. So we're going to get all of our peppers canned this year that we wanted to. Wanted to do a couple batches of cowboy candy and some jalapeno jam. A couple batches of that. Because we do eat a lot of jalapeno products, which is bizarre. We got enough for salsa, and we'll probably be able to help some friends out with some more jalapenos, because that's going to be a source of overabundance this year. So we might be able to help some people we know with jalapenos. So I will definitely plant as many jalapenos again. It's been great. Anyways, we are on the cusp of the tomatoes popping off, and I have a feeling about when I'm in the crunch with my sister's wedding is about when those tomatoes are going to pop off. Which we did just get a brand new, well, not brand new, new to us chest freezer. So that's definitely going to help when all I have time to do is core and score and throw them in the freezer. And we're going to have 80 pounds of tomatoes in the freezer at a clip, I think. We will probably fill that freezer with tomatoes with how it looks right now. And there's a whole nother month to go. I mean, we are going to be saucing some tomatoes. So, anyways, actually, and the corn is in bloom. So, there's that. The garden has exploded with the rain, so I am super, super, super stoked about that. I think I'm going to cut this video and keep it kind of short. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.